What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today, we are back with my maintenance clients. Today, I really don't know how many vehicles we're going to be doing. We're starting a bit late today due to she had some appointments. Today, we're starting at 11, but it's all right. It's already, right now it's like 10:15. I tend to arrive early. That's just preference because it's going to give me time to get set up. And it's another windy day. I'm also trying a tripod that I'm going to be carrying to SEMA. So I want to see how it does with the wind. But on today's video, guys, we are going to be, we're talking about some questions that have been asked. And I just haven't answered them. So we're going to be talking about some of the questions that I got inboxed on. And we are going to be talking as well about my final thoughts on the the organizer brand. Clean, right? So let's get all set up. Stay tuned. We'll get started with today's projects. Before we start on these projects, when it comes to these maintenance clients, especially these customers that I'm servicing today, it's always recommended not to use nothing shiny, nothing glossy. They like that nice neutral look. So for that, we're going to be using Detail Coal. We're going to use Sword, right? Obviously, you guys know that one does not leave any gloss, anything like that. It's just a nice neutral finish, but there is also protection within the product. So I have been using it. It's really been the only one I've been using since I got the gallon. You know, and at first you guys saw me say I wasn't too excited that it's not sudsy, like bubbly or all of that. But at the end of the day, just because it's sudsy doesn't mean it doesn't clean. There is definitely cleaning power on this one. And it did really well on some stained interiors that I have used it on. So for that reason, you know, I have continued to use it. For our glass cleaner, we're also going to be using today Detail Coat glass cleaner. This smells like tamales or something. I don't know. But it has a distinguished odor. But we're going to be using their glass cleaner. I usually use Stoner Car Care glass cleaner, invisible glass. But today, we're going to be using this one here. And obviously, for our foam cannon, we're going to go with the MJJC. Start with question number 1. And that was, how early is it too early to arrive to your client's house? And to be very honest, I love to arrive usually about like 30 minutes, sometimes even an hour. One, distance. Obviously, we can't control the traffic. We can't control accidents. So I tend to arrive very early. I'd rather be early than late, right? And I always text my customers, if I arrive early, I say, hey, I have arrived, no worries. I understand your appointment is at this time, right? Should they be ready? Awesome. If they're not ready, I'm not going to pressure them. And I let them know, like, hey, no rush. I know that your appointment is not till, let's say, 10, right? And it's 9:30. So I usually say about 30 minutes. That gives you ample time to set up, find you a nice spot if you're working like in a building or something. That's another reason why I like to arrive early, is because you want to get set up, find that comfortable spot where you're going to be away from everybody. Oh, my tails. Away from everybody. There's no cars around, stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I tend to arrive early, because you get to choose a spot and, you know, put it in an area where you feel comfortable away from everything. Customers, you know, sometimes some people are like, hey, you got my car wet. They get all mad and you're like, bro, it's just water, right? But to eliminate all that, arrive early, find a nice spot, and you should be okay. Project number 1, this beautiful Porsche. This was usually the last one, but today we're starting on the Porsche due to customer spilled something. So they asked for they want me to detail it. The issue I have with this is, like, the odor is very minimal, right? It's very minimal. But I gotta touch on my bases. I do see some oil. I don't know, something spilled, and the customer can smell it. So what I want to do today is, obviously we're going to end up touching everything. We won't do extraction on the carpet, but we will scrub the door panels, blow everything out, scrub the seats really good. They don't like conditioning. So see, that's why I wish that that sword would have been that one that has like a nice like new leather scent. I don't know, but I do see some areas where it touched. So that's gonna be project number one, interior detail. Another question I get asked a lot is, hey Carlos, which is one of your favorite tools to use? Right, obviously an air tool is going to be very important for you to have in your business. So I highly recommend you get yourself an air tool. It could be a tornador, it could be a vortex, it could be really anything that just blows air. You don't need to go out there and buy something fancy, you know, just something to start with. Go to Harbor Freight. They always have amazing deals at Harbor Freight. So, you know, you should be okay. So an air tool is something I recommend you do. Obviously, another thing I recommend you do if you're working with exotics, you know, vehicles that aren't dirty, you don't need to have your PSI at 90, at 125. Bring it down. Right now I have it at, I believe it's at 75 PSI, just enough to get some constant airflow, but not too strong. So what I'm seeing here is, I believe it splashed like down here. The customer ended up cleaning it. We just have leftover. This is like some oil based, I forgot what it was, but there's a bunch of obviously leftover staining. It's all inside like these vents, right? So that could be what he's smelling. It's all in the vents. So obviously scrubbing all of that, you can see a little bit of the staining here. You can see the dashboard. I don't know if you guys can see the dashboard, but it spilled all over there. There's some over here too. So this is kind of the area that I'm seeing a lot of the damage on. But the smell that he's getting, it could potentially be coming from these air vents, as this thing is, you know, whether he's using the heat or something, it activates this oil, whatever it was. But that's kind of the main issue. Is all this stuff. It's all, again, it's in here, it's on the side of the door. So yeah. And really quickly, to like, if your brushes aren't able to get into here really well, obviously the brush can only do so much, right? No matter what angle you're trying to put it, it's not gonna work. So I always carry either one of these like cotton swabs, or I don't know, a lot of people use them to clean their ears, right? I'll carry these thin ones, as well as I'll carry eyelash brushes. These two right here can get in here nicely, can also agitate this brush. You can use it as an agitating brush to kind of get in there and agitate this vent to remove a little bit of that oiling, right? Then you can come back with your cotton swab and just like dry it up, right? That's why it's very important for you to always carry just any type of tools. Sometimes these tools don't even make sense to us, right? But when you think outside of the box, yeah, these tools come in handy. Next up, we are using Detail Co's glass cleaner. Per the instructions, make sure you shake this bottle really good. Obviously, you can see how foamy it is. There is definitely a like an odor to it. There's definitely an odor to it. Not too bad. Very foamy. And I do like that there's like it just clings to the glass, right? And then I'm just flipping the towel over. I don't know where I put my wand, so I'm doing it by hand, but it is definitely nice and clingy. Looks good. This one says one of the benefits I believe from this product here is you're a detailer and you're using it on a sunny day, you can feel free that it's not going to stain, it's not going to leave any residue. A nice clean glass, so not bad. All right, you guys, we are to project number 2. We're pretty much done with this Lexus, but obviously I want to play around with pans. We're gonna go with his shampoo, and to have that super pan foam, we're gonna go with 2 ounces of that. Obviously, the reason I want to test it out like this, if you guys saw that first video, the soap looked watery, right? Obviously, shout out to Charles Auto Detail for sending me the MJJC, and obviously I want to see. I changed the orifice as well to a 1.1 because I feel like the 1.25 orifice was still not giving me what I wanted. So I want to test it out with the 1.1 orifice, and we're gonna go with 2 ounces of the pan soap. There you go, 2 ounces right here. And as far as water, I think I was like at we're at 900 milliliters, so I don't have it all the way to the top, but we're gonna test and see how this one does with pans foam. Let's see if I get a little bit of a thicker foam with this one. So let me wash the wheels, and then I'll bring you guys back for the foam phase. All right, guys, let's go ahead and we're going to test out the MJJC foam cannon out of my Ryobi 1800. Obviously, the 1800 psi might be what's causing it to not foam a lot, but you know, we'll see if the MJJC does a better job. Here we go. So yes, with the MJJC, much thicker foam. Look at that. So with the MJJC, we're getting that nice shaving cream foam. So does it foam up? Yes, it does. We got that nice shaving cream style of soap, which is kind of what I wanted to see, because I know that with the video I did, the soap looked crazy. So we do get that nice thick foam out of it. So yeah, get you an MJJC foam cannon. Cause yeah, 2 ounces of Pans shampoo and MJJC. I'm using an 1800 psi, so you do get that nice shaving cream. Obviously, the higher the psi you have in your pressure washer, the more thick foam you're gonna get, more shaving cream style. So, is Clean by Pan the Organizer the best product out in the market, right? That is a question that a lot of us pretty much ask ourselves, right? But I want to conclude this video truly just giving you guys my final thoughts, my final inputs. This is just my opinion. Again, just take it with a grain of salt. Take it with, you know, just take my feedback however you want, right? But obviously, we also have some questions, right? I know I have some questions, but a lot of you guys have asked me, like, hey, Carlos, what do you really think about the brand? You know, and that's kind of what I'm going to tell you guys right now. And this is kind of how I will conclude this video, is giving you guys my honest opinion on the brand itself, right? I'm going to give you the good, the bad, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. So the good. Aesthetically, I believe that the brand looks amazing, right? When I show this brand to customers, a lot of my customers say, like, wow, this looks like some premium soap, some premium products. This kind of looks like some products that you can see at a salon, right? But overall, the feedback I'm getting from my clients is it looks beautiful. Aesthetically, it looks amazing. It looks premium, right? And I'm going to begin with talking about the Rinseless, the Rinseless wash. One, I don't know much about Rinseless. I don't do a lot of Rinseless washes, but in the scenarios that I have used the Rinseless wash, it cleans, right? It cleans. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It emulsifies a lot of the dirt, encapsulates, and then it does clean the vehicle really well. That's all I'm gonna say about the Rinseless, because once again, I don't do Rinseless enough to where I can be like, I geek out on Rinseless. This does not excite me, but I have used it on my truck to clean it. Obviously, I have used it on other vehicles just to test it out, and it cleans. That's all I gotta say. Secondly, we're going to talk about the tire dressing. The tire dressing, I will say, like, it's one of those that I'm 50-50. Like, I don't know if I like it, but I have used it. We're about halfway through this bottle. All the vehicles that you saw today, they do have the tire dressing. So I have enjoyed the gloss, the look of it. Not too shiny. And then I guess, like, once it dries out, it's like kind of like a tire coating in a way. But I'm still 50-50, but I have enjoyed it in the vehicles that I have used it. Secondly, let's talk about the ceramic spray. Obviously, there is no more ceramic spray. You guys saw it on the Audi that we used it on. Obviously, I made a mistake. I think I used it maybe on a too hot day, and it stained, right? Since then, I have transitioned strictly to just applying it on a towel, and then obviously, like, rubbing it into the vehicle. I think that's the best way to do it. I tried it, the spray on rinse off. Obviously, that's where the staining came into effect. I use it outside as a drying aid, but I think to get the most benefit out of this product is spraying it on your towel and applying it to the paint. Now, you're about to see on the Audi the water behavior prior to washing it. Amazing beating. Is this something that I want to say, like, I was wowed after 2 weeks of application? Not really. I feel like Drive Auto Appearance quick beads that I literally foam on and rinse off, I feel like I've gotten better water behavior out of that product than this. Again, maybe it's just user error. Maybe I'm not using this correctly. But to me, I feel like I was hoping it would bead more out of 2 weeks. But I didn't see that a lot. Like, I saw a lot of sheeting. But, you know, it does exactly what it does. Obviously, it's going to protect it. But I was expecting a little bit more out of this product as far as, like, crazy beating. But I feel like I didn't get that. Again, maybe there's other videos out there that show otherwise. But for me, I feel like this one, I was hoping a little bit more out of this one. Because I feel like right now, all these ceramic spray sealants, it's like the now. And everybody's coming out with some crazy water behavior. But I feel like I didn't get that out of this, right? But beautiful labeling. Next, we're going to go to our spray polish. Honestly, I think this polish is going to work really, really well for, like, a paint enhancement. For a correction, I honestly tried it really on a beat up car. I didn't record it. And I feel like I didn't get, like, that cut I was hoping for. So for that reason, I will put this one probably on a very fairly new car with not a lot of swirls. Swirls it'll remove, but not a lot of defects such as scratches. I know it said somewhere that this takes up to 1,000 grit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the 1,000 grit on this one, but I will say on a new car, I have tried it on some new cars. Amazing, glossy, everything. But on a more beat up vehicle, yeah, I would rather go with the Coach Chemi brand. Let's see. This is their panel prep. The panel prep I really have enjoyed. It smells amazing. I know I smell everything, but this one smelled amazing, and it does really well. I mean, obviously, removes the waxes, remove the sealants, whatever you have prior to applying a sealant or a coating. I have really enjoyed this one. And lastly, I want to talk about his soap. The soap, I will say, I have really enjoyed, especially out in the heat, in the sun, because it does not leave any residue. It is a very thick foam. Obviously, with a higher PSI pressure washer, you're going to get that foaming action, right? But I have really enjoyed it. This one, I will say, has been my most favorite out of all of these products. I will say his soap, I would gladly buy again, and I'll buy it in a gallon. One thing I have seen is when I I poured 2 ounces onto my bucket, and then I let it sit, and then because I didn't work for like 2 days, and then I went back. That's after 2 days, and then I kind of like hit it with my pressure washer, and it's like all the soap like reactivated. So there was a lot of foam still. So it's like if after two like if the chemistry does not like go away. But the soap for sure. I have really enjoyed. So my final thoughts on this product is going to be Clean by Pan. Is it the best? I can't say today like it's the best product out in the market. But I will say I believe that Mr. Pan is on his way to create something amazing, regardless of all the heat, all the hate, all the opinions, right? I believe he created something amazing, right? Not everything is going to be catered to all of us, right? Some products I love, some products I don't like, right? But overall, amazing brand. But my only question I have, and I wish we could get some answers, is I wish we could have seen this brand on multiple websites, such as I was very surprised to not see this brand on Car Supply's warehouse. I was very surprised I did not see it on there. So I was hoping to see his brand on multiple places, such as Car Supply's warehouse, Clean Garage, but it's only strictly through the House of Rags. Nothing against the House of Rags, but I'm kind of like, you know, I know other people don't just want to go to one website, right? You want to buy it from different areas. So that's the only thing I can say that I'm like, I don't know why they did that. But at the end of the day, hey, I'm not a businessman. I'm a car detailer. And that's my final thoughts on this product. I hope you know my opinion. You guys take it as you wish. But again, it's an amazing, I think, brand, amazing quality for a lot of other detailers. I'm sure this works. Some stuff works for me, some other stuff didn't work for me, right? But for sure, I will say I fell in love with the soap for sure. And I think if you were to ask me like, hey Carlos, what else would you buy from Pan? It would probably be the soap and the tire dressing, and that's it. So again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope this opinion helps you guys. As always, I will see you guys in SEMA in a couple days. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.